a lot. I love it. Okay, so this is one of my favorite models for thinking through new features and new products, particularly. So if you have a brand new product that you're thinking about, story mapping is a great way of organizing your thoughts. There are tools that you can use for this. Jeff Lash, I think, is the guy who just wrote a book not that long ago about story mapping. So I don't know if that's on the table over there, but it might be a good candidate. So the way it works is that you think through the workflow of a customer moving through your system, whatever it is, and you move from left to right. Left meaning, the very beginning, signing in, configuring, that sort of thing, all the way through to the whole process of their, what's that?
The user journey.
The user journey, yeah. And then what you do is you begin to write down the features below those categories. So let's say, for example, one of the items here is, managing the calendar is the very top big bucket, right? And then you have view the calendar. And then there are all these things that you need to implement in order to view the calendar. You need to view a list of appointments. Then you need to view the monthly formats and so on. And then what you do is you begin to, this is my son. You begin to prioritize those things in the bucket. So what is the absolute minimum that has to be there in order for someone to view the calendar? What are those minimum features? And then you arbitrarily draw the line. See the blue lines across that say release 1, release 2? You begin to draw the line across there about what it is that it must be included with your first version. So this is a way of deriving the MVP. It's a great exercise because as part of this process, you are actually writing the user stories. So you are, in order to view the calendar, this is what has to happen. You might write acceptance tests on the back. You might put in some additional details, that sort of thing. So this is all very, very manual, and you're doing it in conjunction with engineers, part of the team. It's a really, you spend a couple of hours going through this, and it's a really great exercise. Now, what this doesn't do is it does not bring into account customer value and some of the other business value. The complexity is not really incorporated into this unless you want it to be. So it's another way of thinking through what you're going to be building. And again, this is often used by startups.